everybody, and welcome to our press-on application video. Today I'm going to show you guys how exactly you go about putting on these press-on nails, that way they can stay and last for a while. Here I'm just showing you my dusty crusty nails. I've taken my nails off, and usually the first thing that I do is I get one of these buffing blocks, and I just buff off the top layer of residue and of my nail, just to kind of give the glue someplace to adhere. Now this block I did get at the dollar store, and I think it was only $1 or $2, so they're fairly affordable and fairly available. And you just want to kind of go all over the nail plate with these. With the buffing block, it's a little bit easier to get on the sidewalls because it kind of does the work for you with its size. But here's what they look like after that, and you can kind of see here on my thumb where there's still some glue residue from when I took off my last set. So now I'm just going to fan off my fingers with my mermaid brush here, which is just a fancy fan brush that I have. And again, I'm just showing you, see the glue near my sidewalls. So this is my other tool that I use. This is my nail drill, and this is my flat tool bit. I believe that it's a cuticle bit, but it's one that I got in a set that I got off of Amazon. And the same with the drill, it was just one I got off Amazon. And so it's nothing crazy, but it does have a higher speed and a lower speed, which I'm showing you now. And it can go forward and reverse, so you can change the direction of the spin, which you can kind of see on video, but not really. I usually go forward, just a personal preference of mine. And what's nice about this is I can take the shine off of my nail plate while also doing my cuticle work at the same time, which really helps. And as you can see, this is not the speed that I would go. I've sped it up, otherwise this video would be much longer. But you can see here how I'm getting all that stuff up. That is mostly cuticle, which is what's going to make it so that your nail doesn't adhere to the nail plate as nicely as it could. So you want to get all of that off and cleared off. That way everything sticks the way it should, and you can have some longevity with your press-on nails. And I'm just getting ready to grab my brush again and dust all that dust away. That way I can kind of see my work as I'm going. And here you can see I pretty well got it taken care of now. All that glue residue is off, the shine is off of my nail, which means that it's prepped. And you can see that the cuticle has been pushed back and is mostly taken care of. Now if you don't have those tools, I do provide one with my nail kits. Look at this, isn't it so cute? I love the packaging on these. And it does open up really nicely here at the top, and you should just be able to dump everything out. And then we're going to oogle at my packaging because hollow, I love holographics. It is beautiful. Just look at it. It's so shiny, and wavy, and shiny. Alright, but I'm getting distracted, and here I'm showing you that. Okay, so here's the things that come in that bag. It comes with a file, which is double-sided. It comes with a glue, which is capped, but it is not open. Yeah, it's one of the ones that you need to cut open. So even if the cap does come off, you can see here, like, there's no way for the glue to come out quite yet. It also comes with a small cuticle stick or orange stick that has a flattened end and a pointy end to help you prep your nails. And the flat end just pushes your cuticle back like this, and the pointy end can help scrape off any of that cuticle that's stuck on your nail plate so that you can get a better adhesion when you go to put on your press-on nails. I'm just kind of showing you that. And the last thing is I send 2 alcohol wipes. Usually you would only need just the one, but I send 2 because you never know if you're going to need more than one. So I'm going to show you here what I would do if I were just using the kit. You start by pushing your cuticle back, and it kind of looks like I'm pressing hard, but I'm not really pressing very hard. You just want to press it to where it doesn't hurt, but that you're pressing the dried skin off of your nail plate, just right there at the cuticle. And remember, it should never hurt because cuticle in itself is just dead skin. So if it's hurting, you're pressing too hard, And see here, I can show you where I'm taking the pointy end and just scraping off a little bit of cuticle stuck on the side there. And you can see that my cuticles on my other fingers, other than my thumb, do need some work. So I'm going to go ahead and press everything back. And I've sped this up again, just for time's sake. But press everything back with your cuticle stick. Get everything cleaned up and ready for yourself. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that little file, and it is double-sided with the same grit on each side. You're just going to use that to file. One thing that I found that helps with these ones is if you pull back the side of your nail bed wall like this, you pull that back and then you file there, then you can get all the way up to your cuticle or your sidewall there. That way you can get all of the crusty dust off, and that way you have better adhesion when you go to put on your nails. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you all of that. Lots of filing. And you will notice that most of this video is nail prep. One of the things with press-ons is if you want longevity, nail prep is so important, because you can glue your nails on, and if the glue doesn't stick to the actual nail plate, they're just going to come back off. So here you can see I'm filing around my cuticle just to kind of help pull the rest of that off, pull off some of that dust, and pull off some of that dead skin. You can see how it's kind of reduced now. And one thing that I like to do is do all of my nail prep at once and then go through with the fan brush. This is the one I use. You can use other brushes. Some people like fluffy brushes or kabuki brushes. I like my fan brush just because it gives me a better push of the dust, and because it's mermaid and it's fun to use. So I'm just gonna get all that dust off. We don't want any of it to stay. And I'm also cleaning up my workspace as I go, because there will be dust everywhere. Now you can see how it's a little bit cleaner. I've got almost everything taken off. Like I said, we're going to use these alcohol wipes. Now what these do is they completely remove all the dust, which is really beneficial, because then you don't have the glue adhering to dust that's not adhered to your nail. So what you're going to do is you're going to open these up and take them out, and you're just going to rub them all over your nail plate. Make sure you get in to the nail cuticle walls and the cuticle beds everywhere. You want it to look pretty wet. And I'm going to zoom through this again just because you've seen one finger. You don't need to watch me do every single one in slow motion. So here they are after we're all wiped down, and you can see that everything has been wiped away. Now an extra step that I like to take is I use pure acetone, and I'm using this brush because that's what I use, but you could also just as easily use like a Q-tip or a piece of toilet paper, and then just go back over your nail plate again. What this is going to do is going to dehydrate your nail plate. That way the glue wants to adhere to it just a little bit better. The alcohol wipe will work, but I feel like the acetone dries it out just a little bit more and makes it adhere just a tiny bit better. And you can see how my nail plates now look really, really dry. And that's okay, because that's what we want. Now one thing I don't want is I don't want glue on my fingers. And that is where my Glossy Nacho sauce comes in, which is basically a cuticle oil. And this one is really nice. You twist the bottom and it comes up out of the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this over wherever we want the glue to not stick. So I don't like it when it sticks to the top of my fingers, when it comes out the top. So I'm going to put the cuticle oil over the tips of my fingers above my nail. That way it doesn't stick right there. And this is not a necessary step, but it is a step that I like to take. So here you can see the only part where I've put the oil is on the tips of my finger. And now, finally, we're ready to get ready for nails. So today I'm going to be doing clear nails. That way you can see exactly what's going on in every aspect, underneath. And we're going to start with the thumbnail, which is what I like to start with for whatever reason. Not necessarily what you have to start with, but it's personal preference. And here I'm just showing you how it fits to my nail bed. Now this is the glue that comes with our kits. Like I said, it does have a lid, but it is not opened yet. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how I would apply it. So you angle it down and squeeze it just slightly. The glue will start to come out, and then you're going to want to cover your nail bed in small circular motions. And so here I'm just showing you kind of where the glue ends up coming. You're not going to want to cut off very much, just the very tip there. And I tried to show it, but it was kind of hard to get the scissors lined up and the camera at the same time. You're not going to want to cut off very much, just that. And now you can see that there's a hole where the glue can come out. So now I'm getting ready to apply the glue. And I usually apply glue to the nail first. And here I'm just making sure I've grabbed the right one. It never hurts to double check. So I'm going to put the glue on the nail first. And you put it everywhere that you would have the press-on nail touch your natural nail. And again, you don't need to squeeze very hard. Just light squeezes and it's going to come out. And again, just in little circular motions all over so that you get a thin layer. You don't want it to be super thick, otherwise you're going to have a lot of spillage. You have a lot of glue that comes out from underneath your nail plate. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do the same to my actual nail plate. So small circular motions over my thumbnail here. And you can see how the glue is covering the nail as I go. It doesn't need to be 100% coverage, but the closer to that you can get, the better. And again, a thin layer is better. You don't need a ton of glue. So now I'm going to press the two together. So I line it up at my cuticle and then press up. That helps to try and reduce some of the bubbles. And then I'm going to press that nail down onto my finger with my other hand. And this just helps give the glue a chance to stick to itself. And you can kind of see here where it's not 100%, like you're not always going to get a perfect seal. I almost always have at least 1 or 2 bubbles. And if you wanted to avoid that, you could always just put on extra amounts of glue, but you just know that when that does happen, it does pool up at your nail tip. But even with this, even with the bubbles, it's on. It's very sturdy, it's very solid, it's not going anywhere. So we're gonna keep on doing this. Now, a second method for this would be to just put one big glob instead of spreading it around, which again can work. It just depends on personal preference and how you would like to do your nails. I find that sometimes this works better if your nail bed is a little bit flatter and it gives more glue to fill the area. So we're going to go ahead again and starting with at the cuticle, press this down to try and reduce the amount of bubbles. And I'm not pressing super hard. I know it looks like it because I've got weird fingers, but you don't want to press so hard that it hurts, just enough to apply pressure to that area. And again, you can see it's not 100% perfect, and I did have some glue come out at the tip there, but it is still going to be nice and sturdy for what we need. So we're going to keep on going. And this one again, I'm doing the circular motions on the nail. And again on my natural nail. Trying to make sure that everything is covered and everything is ready to go. And you will notice that as you put on more nails, it sometimes becomes harder to grab the nails. Just take your time. The glue isn't going to dry so fast that you don't have time to put everything together. And as you're putting them on, just make sure it's aligned with your nail bed. Now, my nail beds are a little bit crooked because my fingers are a little bit crooked, but I find that if I align the nail with the nail bed, then it looks right. So see here how they line up perfectly. They look straight and they look cute. Alright, so some movie magic, and now, ta-da! Everybody's done! Woohoo! And this is what they should look like. They're really strong. They'll stay on for a while. See how here I can push on the tips and they're not really coming off. It's hard to see, but that white color that's showing up when I push on them, that's my whole nail bed moving with the nail, so it is really well adhered. And that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Please check us out on Instagram at Glossy Nacho Nails, on TikTok at Glossy Nacho Nails, and on Facebook at Glossy Nacho Nails. And if you're looking to order, we do have a website, glossynachonails.weebly.com. You're more than welcome to come and check us out. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really, really appreciate it. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!